All right, so we've got some really interesting stuff to get into today.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
You guys sent in some fascinating material on brain-boosting foods. A podcast episode even. So we're going to do a deep dive, and try to figure out just how much what we eat impacts, like how we think.
It's amazing. It used to be that we would just react to problems with the brain, but now we're realizing that food can actually play a huge role in preventing these problems in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So we're finally starting to realize we can eat our way to a sharper mind.
Right.
And speaking of eating our way to a sharper mind, first on the list, fatty fish.
Yeah.
We're talking salmon, trout, sardines. Now, I've heard these are packed with omega-3s, but what's the big deal? Why are omega-3s so important for our brains?
Well, you can think of omega-3 fatty acids as the VIPs of brain cell communication.
Okay.
They really help those cells pass messages smoothly. And that has a ripple effect on everything from memory to mood. Oh, wow.
There's even research showing that they might help protect against Alzheimer's disease.
Wow. So how much fish are we talking about here?
2 servings of fatty fish a week seems to be the sweet spot.
Okay, 2 servings a week. I can do that. Got it. But what about those of us, who maybe aren't big fish fans?
Well, there are some plant-based sources of omega-3s as well, like flax seeds and walnuts.
Okay.
They might not be absorbed as easily as the omega-3s from fish, but they're still worth including in your diet.
Okay, so good alternatives. Good to know. Now, this next one I have to say kind of surprised me. Blueberries and dark chocolate? I mean, come on, does it get any more delicious than that?
Right.
But talk to me about the science. What's going on here? How are these brain boosters?
Well, they do sound like a total indulgence.
They do.
But both blueberries and dark chocolate are actually doing some serious work for your brain. They're both packed with antioxidants. And, we hear that word a lot, but
I think it's worth kind of pausing and understanding what they actually do. They're like tiny cleanup crews, basically, fighting off damage in your brain caused by stress and aging.
Oh, so they're like the brain's personal defense squad. I like it.
Exactly.
It's not just this general, goodness, You mentioned that blueberries help with decision-making. How does that work? I mean, how does a blueberry help me make a decision?
Well, blueberries have these specific antioxidants called flavonoids.
Okay.
And studies show that flavonoids actually improve the way neurons signal each other.
Okay.
And since neurons firing is literally how our brains process information, it makes sense that stronger signals could mean better problem-solving, quicker decisions.
Hold on. So you're telling me, snacking on blueberries could make me a more decisive person. This is a game changer.
Right.
But what about the chocolate? Does it do the same thing?
Dark chocolate works a little differently. The key here is to go for at least 70% cocoa. That's where you get the good stuff. Flavonoids, caffeine for a little boost, and a bunch of other antioxidants. Research suggests it can help with memory, mood, and even increase blood flow to the brain. Plus, dark chocolate triggers the release of endorphins, which can make you feel more focused and just, happier.
Okay, so I'm sold on dark chocolate. But before I go, totally overboard, there's got to be a catch, right?
Of course. As with most things, moderation is key. Stick to a small amount each day to get those benefits without, overloading on sugar and calories.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got, fancy fish and delicious treats. But what about everyday foods?
Yeah.
Stuff that most of us probably already have in our kitchens. Things like nuts and seeds, coffee, and turmeric. Do those have any, hidden brain power in them?
Absolutely. You might be surprised just how much they can do for your brain. Take nuts and seeds, for example.
Yeah.
Almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds. They're all loaded with vitamin E, which acts like a shield against cognitive decline as we age.
Okay, so that's saying, a handful of nuts a day keeps the doctor away. It's true.
Right.
And it keeps our mind sharp, too.
Exactly.
I like that. Are all nuts created equal when it comes to brain power? Or is there, a superstar nut?
Actually, walnuts are kind of the superstars here.
Okay.
They're full of DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid that's super important for brain function.
Wow, so walnuts are like the brainiacs of the nut world.
That's a great way to put it.
All right. What about coffee? I know a lot of us depend on that morning cup to get going, but does it do more than just wake us up?
Yeah, definitely. The combination of caffeine and antioxidants in coffee can boost alertness, improve mood, and even enhance brain function. It all comes down to dopamine, a neurotransmitter that helps us feel focused and energized.
So coffee actually helps our brains work better. It's not just about feeling more awake. Okay. I'm curious, though. How much coffee is too much?
Studies show that sticking to 1 to 3 cups a day seems to give the best results for most people. More than that, and you might start feeling like jittery or have trouble sleeping, and that definitely won't help your brain in the long run.
Makes sense. Okay. 1 to 3 cups. Got it. Now, turmeric. I feel like I'm seeing that golden spice everywhere these days.
Yeah.
But what makes it so good for our brains?
Turmeric gets its magic from a compound called curcumin.
Okay.
And what's amazing about curcumin is that it can actually cross the blood-brain barrier, which is like the brain's security system. And once it's in there, it does some pretty incredible things. One of them is increasing levels of something called BDNF.
BDNF. That sounds important, but I have to admit, I have no idea what it is.
It's basically like fertilizer for your brain.
Okay.
BDNF helps new brain cells grow.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
Yeah.
On top of that, curcumin also fights inflammation, which can help reduce brain fog and improve memory. Plus, it can help reduce stress and anxiety, both of which can really take a toll on our brains.
Wow, turmeric is like a superhero for our brains. Fights inflammation, helps new brain cells grow, helps us relax. I'm sold.
I know, right?
What are some easy ways to add more turmeric to, like, my diet?
You can add it to teas, smoothies, or even make golden milk, which is a delicious warm drink. It's really versatile. You know, it adds a beautiful color and flavor to dishes.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Fatty fish, blueberries, dark chocolate, nuts and seeds, coffee, turmeric, and from what you're saying, we're just getting started.
We are.
This is amazing.
I know. It's so exciting. It really is. It's amazing how much power we have over our own brain health just by changing what we eat.
Yeah.
And there are even more brain-boosting foods out there, some that might surprise you.
Okay, I love surprises.
Yeah.
What else can we add to our, like, brain power menu?
Well, let's start with something simple. Broccoli.
Okay.
Full of antioxidants. And vitamin K, which is crucial for building something called sphingolipids.
Sphingolipids. Okay, those sound intense. What are those, and why are they important for our brains?
They're basically a type of fat that's found in brain cell membranes.
All right.
Without them, those cells wouldn't be able to hold their structure or function properly. So you can think of them as, like, the building blocks for a healthy brain.
Okay, so vitamin K from broccoli helps keep those brain cells strong and healthy. I never thought of broccoli as brain food before.
Right?
But now I'm kind of, like, seeing it in a new light.
Exactly.
What other, like, unexpected brain boosters are out there?
How about pumpkin seeds?
Okay, yeah.
Tiny but mighty, packed with magnesium, iron, zinc, and copper.
Wow. That's like a lot of minerals in such a small package. What do those minerals do for our brains?
Well, each one plays a unique role. Zinc is essential for nerve signaling. In fact, lack of zinc has been linked to some neurological conditions.
Wow.
Magnesium helps regulate brain function and reduce stress, while iron and copper help neurons communicate effectively.
So it sounds like pumpkin seeds are like giving our brain cells all the support they need to function at their best.
Yeah.
And they're so easy to, like, snack on or add to other foods.
Yeah, totally.
What else should we be adding to our grocery list?
Let's not forget about oranges. We all know they're packed with vitamin C, which is, you know, great for the immune system.
Yeah.
But did you know that vitamin C plays a huge role in protecting your brain as you age?
Really?
Right.
I always thought of vitamin C as more for, like, fighting off colds and stuff. How does it help the brain?
Well, it's a powerful antioxidant, so it helps protect those brain cells from damage.
Okay.
It's also essential for producing neurotransmitters, you know, those chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate.
Okay, so just one orange a day could help keep my brain sharp for years to come.
Ah.
Definitely adding more citrus to my diet.
Yes.
What other brain-boosting foods are out there?
Let's talk about eggs.
Yeah.
They're a powerhouse of nutrients, including choline, which is often overlooked, but incredibly important for brain health.
I've heard of choline, but I don't really know, like, what it does. Why is it so important?
Choline is a key ingredient for creating acetylcholine,
Okay.
which is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in mood, memory, and even muscle control.
So choline helps us think, feel, and move. That's impressive. Are there any other brain benefits to, like, eating eggs?
They're also full of B vitamins like B6, B12, and folate,
Okay.
which are all important for brain health and have been linked to a reduced risk of cognitive decline.
Wow, so eggs really are a brain food. I've heard that saying before, but I never really knew, like, why.
Right.
What about drinks? Are there any, like, brain-boosting beverages besides coffee?
Well, since we already talked about coffee, let's explore green tea.
Okay.
It has this unique combination of caffeine and an amino acid called L-theanine.
Oh, I love green tea.
Yeah.
It's so calming. But I also feel, like, more alert after drinking it. How does that work?
Well, L-theanine has this special ability to promote relaxation without making you drowsy. So when it's combined with the caffeine in green tea, you get this, like, synergistic effect that enhances focus, memory, and reaction time. Plus, green tea is also loaded with those brain-protecting antioxidants.
So green tea is like a spa day for the brain. Calming, refreshing, and protective. I have to add that to my daily routine. What else can we add to our brain-boosting menu?
Let's not forget about avocados.
Oh, yeah. Avocados are delicious.
Yeah.
What makes them good for the brain?
Well, they're full of monounsaturated fats, the good kind of fat that promotes healthy blood flow.
Okay.
And since the brain needs good blood flow to function properly, especially when it comes to concentration and memory, avocados can really give it a boost.
So those healthy fats are like fuel for the brain, making sure it has everything it needs to stay sharp.
Exactly.
What else is in avocados that makes them like brain-boosting superstars?
They also contain vitamin K and folate, which, as we've already discussed, are important for cognitive function.
Okay, avocados, officially on the brain-boosting list. What else is there? I'm like really enjoying expanding my brain power menu.
Okay, now for something a little different. Beets.
Beets,
Yep.
I'll admit, I'm not the biggest fan of their taste, but if they're good for my brain, I'm willing to give them another try.
Okay.
What makes them brain-boosting?
Beets are amazing at boosting blood flow to the brain. They're full of nitrates,
Okay.
which are converted into nitric oxide in the body. And nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, which improves circulation.
So beets help get more blood and therefore more oxygen and nutrients to the brain.
Exactly. And this improved blood flow can lead to better mental performance, focus, and reaction time.
Wow.
There's even research suggesting that beet juice can increase oxygen levels in the brain, making it a great pre-workout drink for both your body and your mind.
Okay, I'm starting to see beets in a whole new light. Maybe I'll try like roasting them with some olive oil and herbs. What else can we add to our brain-boosting menu?
Remember those walnuts we talked about earlier? I think they deserve a special mention.
Oh yeah, walnuts. They even look like little brains. You know?
Yeah.
It's like nature's giving us a clue about their brain-boosting powers.
Right.
What makes them stand out from like other nuts and seeds?
They're particularly rich in DHA, that omega-3 fatty acid that's essential for brain health. They're also a good source of vitamin E and other antioxidants, which, as we know, protect brain cells from damage.
I'm definitely adding walnuts to my shopping list. What about leafy greens? You know, they're often touted as like nutritional powerhouses, but what makes them good for the brain?
Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are full of folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants, all of which play an important role in maintaining cognitive function and protecting against age-related decline.
So eating my greens can help keep my brain young. I'm sold. What kind of like impact can leafy greens have on brain function?
Studies have shown that people who regularly eat leafy greens tend to have better memory and mental agility than those who don't.
Okay, I'm convinced. I'm going to try adding spinach to my smoothies, kale to my salads, and maybe even try some Swiss chard, like sauteed with garlic and olive oil. I'm ready to give my brain all the support it needs.
I know, it's amazing, right? Just so many everyday foods can have such a positive impact on our brains. We've covered a lot of ground today, you know, from fatty fish and dark chocolate to like beets and broccoli.
I know, I'm honestly blown away by like how much power we have over our own brain health just by changing what we eat. It's like I've been given this like whole new toolbox for keeping my mind sharp.
Exactly. And the best part is it doesn't have to be complicated or restrictive. You know, we're not talking about some like extreme diet here.
Yeah.
It's about incorporating these brain-boosting foods into your daily meals and snacks in a way that, you know, works for you and that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's about like making sustainable changes, not just following some fad diet for a week and then like giving up. I'm curious, what are some easy ways to like incorporate these foods into our daily routine?
Well, I mean, think about like how you can make small swaps or additions to your meals Could you start your day with a brain-boosting breakfast of eggs and avocado toast? Maybe a snack on a handful of walnuts and blueberries in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Or toss some spinach into your dinner smoothie? I mean, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
Those are some great ideas. I'm already feeling inspired, like to get creative in the kitchen. This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the connection between food and brain health. It's incredible.
I know. It's pretty amazing, and it's a connection we're, only beginning to fully understand. But the research is incredibly exciting. As you explore these different foods, experiment with new recipes, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, hit me with it.
What if simply changing your diet could be the key to unlocking your full cognitive potential? What new ideas, skills, or talents might emerge when you start nourishing your brain with the nutrients it needs to thrive?
That's a really powerful question. It really makes you think about the potential we all have, just waiting to be unlocked. So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you, take this information and run with it. Explore the world of brain-boosting foods, find what works for you, and discover just how much of an impact food can have on your mind. You might be surprised by what you're capable of.